Welcome to Of Realms and Ruins, my newest channel from the Lunatar Productions family. And we started a stream on Lunatar Productions and on Twitch. And I think we're going to, for these first few, we're just going to start from scratch. We're going to do videos until we get some interest. And then maybe once we do that, we will do Twitch and YouTube. But I'm mainly going to zero in on YouTube. I'd like to pick Twitch up just as a secondary, but let's get in with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Incarnate here, and we are going to build a new world or a new continent, depending on how you want to look at it. And this is all going to be community driven. Unless we don't get enough interest, then we'll just kind of keep working until we do get interest. So here's kind of what we had made before, but on the stream. But we're going to scratch that. And we're going to go to a create map, a new fantasy world. That's the style we want. You can see some of the other ones people have done. Looks pretty neat. Let's hit choose style. We're going to go to 4K. And you all are going to vote on what the names for this is. So we will call it named later for currently. And we'll do create map. Now this could take a second. I'm going to move the squeaky chair. There it is. Okay, so this is just the base. So this is water here. All right. So what we first have to do is kind of build our continent. And you do that with the land tool. And we are on add. And you can control how big it's going to be. I want to go a little bit smaller to start with. And we're going to do this with the biomes north to south. So we will have the frozen tundra on the north. And then we'll go to kind of a green area. And then a desert. And then a green. And frozen, I believe. We might just, you know what, let's just keep it simple. We'll just do a frozen up north, a green with some mixed in desert area. So let's start. I kind of like to leave a little bit of space in there. So let's just kind of let it go as it goes. And we're just going to do a quick outline of what we're kind of going to make here. And like I said, you can add, remove, we can change things. And I think we're going to remove some stuff. Okay, I think that's a good basics. Let's go big, and we'll fill this in, and then we'll go small, and we'll do some finishing touches to it. And then we'll put some happy little tree. Oh, wait, wrong. But we are going to put some happy little trees. So I think we're going to keep this map to... We could have some small villages, and we can add those later. But I think we're going to keep it pretty much to about 4 major towns. Let's make this one an inlet. So like that. Let's make it a little bit bigger here. And we'll make it like that. I want to do subtract because I'd like to go smaller. I'd like to have another little, like an inlet C right here. Okay. And I think we're probably going to have some mountains going across right there. Okay. And I am, by far, I am not a professional at this. I'm just showing you how I do it. Let's do a little bit of subtraction. Kind of cut this in. So like that. I want to make this one a little bit bigger, like a nice protected bay. And then let's cut one in down here too. So like that. I think that's good. Now, let's go to your brush tool. Now, this is where I have to remember, okay? First, we're going to save it. That way, if anything happens, because sometimes, I will tell you, when you're doing some of this stuff, like I was just doing too much on my computer and taxed it. This is the second time I've started this video because I crashed because I've been on my computer most of the day doing prefabs and stuff for 7 Days to Die and other things. I see something I missed. Subtract. And some other things. And so my RAM was kind of low. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Let's make this a little bit more pronounced. So like that. So you come in here and then you have this inlet. Cover that up. I like that. Okay. Let's go here. And this is where I have to remember. Because we want to go to our ice and snow. And we want to do bright ice, or do we want to do turquoise ice? I will say let's do bright ice. Now I have to remember, oops, how we get to show. That's the big thing. Color, rotation, texture. And I always have to, like I said, there's some things I don't quite remember. Because right now if we do it, see how it does it behind. We don't want to do it behind, do we? We want to. Okay, this is what it did before. So we're going to back out and go to save. There is something not quite right working with the, don't save. Something's not quite working with the new 2.0, I think, and the undo. So be careful with that. Okay, so let's add and fix this. Remember, we just did this. There we go. Now we've got a nice inlet. Okay. Oh, circle. Oh, yeah, that's that kind of stuff. All right, so this is what we want, the brush tool. Now I need to remember, let's save it. Save and save often, right? I'm trying to remember. Let's add a layer. Come on, you can go. I'm trying to remember how I did this without just edit brush. Nope. Opacity, softness, spacing. Let's go like this. And I forgot about it too on my live stream, and it took me a second. That line tool, shape tool. No, that's that. So it's got to be here. I just have to remember. Let's add a layer and see if that is a. And like I said, I am not. No, we don't want that, do we? We don't. Just so you know, because they did change things. There used to actually be a button that you would hit here to go from the front to the back. So it would have said like forefront or background. And the forefront's what we really wanted here. Let's go there. Let's go like that. Outline, outer shadows, ripples, width. What if we go to here and here? Normal. And let's see, because I said they have actually added so much stuff. Color burn, difference, hue. Oh no. That is not what we wanted, is it? We want normal. Okay. So this must not be where we want it, is it? Let's. And see, right now we're in fantasy world here. We're going to go to more. Let's pick our mountains. And let's put some mountains in, some happy little mountains. And so we're going to put a row. See how it just nicely automatically puts them in? We're going to put these. And we'll leave that little bit open. Now, and we'll put these down here. Because you see what we did there. We've got snow peaks on the one side. We like mountains. They kind of break it up and give you something you have to go around, right? Okay. So, yeah, because you can either go through a pass. Let's leave a little bit of a gap there. And we'll put those there, right? Let's put this over here. We'll go all the way over like the fault lines going over there. Just like that. Okay, so there's our mountains. So now we've got our mountains in. Let's add some snow mountains back behind. Just to give it a little bit more oomph. Just like that. Okay. That's the path tool, which we will use. The line tool. Okay, so we've got that. Now, what we're going to want is cities. So decorations, dwarven settlements. We're just going to go with human settlements just to make it a little bit easier. And we're going to make all the cities kind of the same. So we're going to make them all this human fortified city. So I would say now we want to scale it down just a little bit. So that's the size of our cities. So let's put one city down here. We're going to want one city right there. And we'll put one city here. One there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's do one down here. Man, I kind of want to do a couple more. That's okay. It'll give us time to go, right? So let's do that one and that one. Okay, so now we've got our cities. And then you can even do like farms. I'm going to do, what was the other one I was looking at? You can do farms. You can do ruins. So let's say you want to put a ruined settlement ruins in there. You can do docks, human villages. So we could put those in. I say that we could actually do that at a later date and we can actually Photoshop them in or GIMP them. I like to use a GIMP. So let's leave it that. Let's do our line tool. Let's do the dot, dot, dot. Okay, so this would be like our roads. So we're going to put one from here. And we're going to go up to that one. Do we like that? Let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay. Now let's put one from here to there, right? And then this one will have two roads. We'll go one that'll come along the coast and go to there. And then this will give us a nice spot for a little farm settlement or that. And then we'll go up through here. And then that will go to there, right? And then we'll take one right up to there. And then we'll take one that we will go to there. And then we'll do one that goes right along the edge of the mountains and hooks up here. And then you know what else? We're going to put it here and then come out here, and that goes through the mountains. Now, do we want anything else? I would say we leave this the way it is because we're going to have, I think we're going to do a couple like caves up here, like maybe a dragon cave or that. And there's not going to be any real paths to it. I do, however, let's take one up along here. And then we'll go into the mountain there. And we're going to put a cave in there. So that could be like Underdark. It could be Dwarven. It could be anything. So I think this looks pretty good, except for I think we would also have one that would go along here. And then meet over there like that. What do you think? And then this will be desert area. Okay. Which means we're still going to have to remember how to do it. And before we mess anything else up, let's save it. Getting a little dry. Let me get a drink. Okay, so like I said, we're going to build all of this together, at least once we get people involved into it. And we'll flesh this world out and make it all free and available. So anybody that wants to mess with it, they can add things, take things, all community driven. Okay. Shape tool. Nope, that's edit shapes. Let's go ahead and go back to here. And we're going to go to caves. Is that terrain? See, we could have floating cities. We have that. We have some ice caves. Let's do cave, huh? Nothing was found, so let's just hit catalog. Okay, so let's do that. Again, let's scroll in so we can get this. Ooh, no, we don't like that. There, we'll do it that way. Because remember, the undo doesn't work right. And then that's the cave going in. And we hit fit to screen. And then over here, we're going to want a cave there too. And then that will work good because now you see it go in, you see it come out. Okay, so we've got our caves. Let's go back to fit to screen down here. We got our cave, our cave. We don't need any bridges going over any water because we probably should, shouldn't we? So let's go here. Let's go way, way, way small. And then let's zoom in. And let's go like this. I want to zoom a little bit less. Now we want all that thaw that comes out. Oops, I did add. Yeah, add. So we want all of that that comes out to go down like that. And there's a river. Okay, let's do fit screen. I would say that we need another one coming down here. Like this. And we'll make that on the edge of the the edge of the desert area. Okay, let's save it. Like I said, we're saving a lot more than I normally would just because that undo isn't working quite right. And we don't want to have keep starting from scratch. Okay, so now we need to wait for it to finish saving. Patience, patience. Bucket fill, polygon, move area. Ooh, move area? No, we want this, but I cannot remember. Rotation, placement settings, color, erase. Nope, let's just do texture. Okay, let's choose our ice and snow again. We'll just do bright turquoise ice. How's that? Okay, so it's not there. So let's try to do this. Texture, rotation. Nope. Let's do tweak colors. Nope. And the brush isn't what we need to do. Softness isn't what we need to do. We need it to come to the front, don't we? What's this? Oh, that's just stuff we just used. Let's hit save one more time. I know I just changed it, but this way I don't mess anything else up. Let's do shortcuts. See if that gives us anything. Because I don't think we can drag. Can we drag it up there? No. And then, yep, see, that's still not. Well, nope, we need that out. Let's go down to shortcuts. Wow. Okay, so this is actually kind of nice. I didn't have this before. Select tool, global. Zoom in and out. Painting, select brush, stamp. Open stamp. Next, previous, front. Rotate. Edit selected. And I am not seeing it. Let's look for. Doesn't have anything for background. Well. Okay, so let's go like this. And objects will go above the land. Well, I'm getting a little mad here with myself because I can't remember how to do it. We're going to remove that layer. The base layer? No. Okay, we're back. Okay, so I actually took a second and looked at the stream that I did before, and I actually have to click on the land brush. And now it lets us do it. Do we like that, though? I think we want it to be just the white. Just like that. See little things. Like I said, you used to be able to just click it, and it would show it. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do this. And we'll hit up here. Oops, I got closer to the mic. Sorry. And let's kind of go like this. And this place, let's do it. We'll just cover them too. Like that. Okay. Now let's go to here. And let's do that. And let's go really small. And let's go in and see if we can't, like, kind of, I don't know, is that going to look good? Let's do fit to screen and take a look. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like that gives it kind of the frozen ice look. I say we do it. Okay, so let's get a little bit bigger here. And then we can just kind of go like this. Kind of come up. Fit to screen. Like I said, you're doing a lot of jumping back and forth on the screen sometimes. Let's go like that. I think I like this because it gives it a nice transition between the water and the ground. And it makes you know that, that's ice. That's not just snow going up to the water. It's frozen right there. And you could also, let's save it. While we're doing that, I'll talk. You could also change the water if you don't like the color of the water. So let's do that. Because that might be a little light for me. But let's see what we've got here. And we just saved it so we can mess it up if we want to. Let's do the water brush. And then water. Do you like that better? A little bit darker. I think I like that better. And then let's see if we can't. So we'll leave this darker. Like that, since it's deeper water, right? And then we will leave that lighter. And then we'll add some waves to the water. How's that look? Like I said, this is all just, you're just adding whatever you want to make it look neat. And I kind of like that because then, that's high water there. And on the last one we did, oops, a little bit too small. We did do the clouds. I'm not going to do that on this one. We'll leave it without the clouds. Okay, so we've got that. Let's go back to objects. What else do we need? We need an ice cave, don't we? So let's go here. Let's go to catalog. Oop, right there, snow and ice. Let's do, yeah, that's a huge cave, isn't it? Let's do this. We're going to put that right there. Who knows what it is? Let's do that there, and we're going to do one there. Are they frost trolls? Is it a dragon's house? I don't know. You tell me. So let's see. We got any other caves? Something else we can put in? We'll just look real quick. Like I said, what we do is when I'm doing this, I start brainstorming and building on it. Okay, so we have that. Let's put It's a nice cave. There's some rock outcroppings. Oh yeah, we did that on the last one. I like that idea. Let's do a ship. Yeah, I might have to look it up as boat. But you're getting kind of a look of some of this stuff. So we want a shipwreck. Now let's make it a little bit bigger. And we're going to put that shipwreck right there. So who knows? Maybe your adventuring group that you're with were on a voyage and somehow ended up here and crashed on this unknown land. Who knows? Okay, so I want some ruins too, I think. So let's do ruins. And let's see what tickles our fancy, huh? Those are okay. That's kind of a different map style. Here we go. Let's do some ruins. And like I said, sometimes you scroll through and you don't find anything you like and you nix that idea. We're going to do it, but I'm just looking through to see what all of our options are. Ooh. Look, it's a robot. Okay, I think we're starting to get to where we're not going to find its ruined stuff. Let's do ruin. Tower? So let's do that right there. Okay. So let's scale it down a little bit. And right here along this, oh, look at that. We have our ruins. Okay. And what, oops. And what was it? Was it, we'll put a little bit next to it there, like that. What was that? Was that an old city that's no longer a city? What we forgot to do was try to do terrain. No. Barren lands. There we go. Sand. Let's do a yellow desert. Remember, we have to click on land brush. And we are going to put that desert. And it's going to reach down through there and up. And then you're going to hit it in the mountains right there, that pass. And then we'll have to come up with names for all of these sections. So you have that. Okay. Now, let's go back to objects. You know what we need to add now? Trees. Okay. You can do this however you want. Getting a drink. I will show you how I do some of this stuff. That's not the one I want. So I will look. Ooh, we came up. So I will look for shrubbery, for some trees, and group trees is what we want for me. And I have to find it. We'll hit show so we can see them all. That's foliage. I think that's the one we want, but let's keep looking just to make sure. And what we're going to do is we're going to make the woods. That's just a dry bush. We're going to make forests is what we're going to make. Oops. See, now, I'm trying to remember what it was that I used forest. So let's see. What are these? Composures. Compositions. Okay. This is what it is. Shrubs. Like I said, shrubbery. So, pick whichever color you want. So that's too different. I wish they had these in like a different green. Let's do that. Let's do shrub. Shrub. A shrubbery. What is that? Bay rocks. Nope. Stone? Yeah, no, I don't think so. we are looking. I think that's what we had to do. I think it was this. And then I think we have to scale it up a bit. Okay, now we have to be careful. Where do we want the woods? I think down here would be good. Let's zoom in. I don't think that's what I used. Definitely not what I used before. Okay, so let's go to objects. I'll show you how to do this. And we're going to, I don't know if I can just hit delete. I can. We're going to get rid of all these shrubs because I didn't like the way that looked. And then before we do anything else, let's save it again. Yeah, a lot of saving, I know, but I don't want to have to start over from scratch. Okay, and if you see something and we want to change something, I can come back in after this video and we can add or change things too. Not all that rough. I mean, you can even put bridges on these. Let's get it figured out what it was that I used to do the trees before. Because it wasn't that, right? Oh, I think it was that. Not that big. I think it was that. Bloop, 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 bloop. That kind of looks like woods, doesn't it? Okay. So let's go fit to screen. Then we'll go in just a little bit. Let's do fit to screen again. It's not fitting to screen though. Oh, dirt. Okay, so let's zoom in here. I want woods here. Let's see if it'll let me. Yep. So see, I'm just dragging and letting it go. We're going to have, this is a big woods, isn't it? Our big forest. Right by that nice city. We're going to have a clearing in the center. What's in that clearing? I don't know. You guys will have to tell me. Now, let's cover this up. And we're going to have a couple shores sticking through. Let's kind of make this get tight. Like they cleared it out so that they could get in there, right? Right? Yeah. You thinking what I'm thinking? Another little right there. Let's take this and then we'll kind of express little areas out. Okay, now where else do we need woods? I say over here. Let's just, like I said, you can hand put them into, hear me clicking a lot, which will give you a little bit different. And I like to kind of bring it out because you don't just have a forest end, right? We're going to go like that and then kind of add some to the coast. Okay, so there's the woods, some forests in here. Let's put them. Is that where the elves would live? I don't know. We will find out, won't we, when we're making stuff. Then we're just going to put a few down here. Because, you know, you got to have trees around a village, right? A city. Because where are they going to get their firewood and stuff? Okay, so we have that. Let's put more in here. Just like that. Okay. Hopefully that looks good enough. Now we need bridges, don't we? A bridge. Oops. A bridge. Now, I like that one. Let's scroll in. We have a bridge there. Where else do we need a bridge? Do we have another spot we're crossing? We don't, so that's it. We just have that one bridge. Got to be a troll living under it, doesn't there? Like I said, we're going to save again. Save often. Okay, so we have those frozen villages up north. We've got the stuff down south. We've got a village in the center, some ruins in the desert. I'd like to see swamp in here, but I remember right, we don't have swamp. Swamp. We have swamp ponds. Oh, yeah, we wanted Well, maybe you didn't, but I did. There we go. Look at that. We got a waterfall right there coming out. And what's behind the waterfall? We don't know. Okay, so swamp. Swamp. That should be under terrain, but let's go to... Oh, that's foliage. Terrain. Let's get rid of this. They have lava. This isn't what we wanted, is it? Not really. You have some swamp ponds, but I really don't... Oops, fit to screen. I don't think they would look good, because to get them to where you can see them, they'd have to be big. But, you know, it doesn't have to look perfect, does it? Let's put it there, 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 and there. Now let's go to here, and let's see if we got any swamp-looking stuff. What do you think? Lava, orc. What's orc settlements? Terrain, water. Oh, look. Fields. Barren lands. I don't know. What do you think? Dark wasteland? Like that? So you have the swamp going up to here. I like that. Then you got the ponds in there. That's doable. That's a pretty big swamp, too. You know, who knows what's in that swamp? So you go there. If you don't want to go through the swamp, then you have to come up through here. Ooh, I like that. And then this place is kind of blocked in by mountains, water, and swamp. Okay, I'm trying to think. We'll hit save. And is there anything else that we need to add to this? Because see, later, you know, as you're making modules, adventures, whatever for this lore, you can add things on the map. That's the cool thing. You come in here and you can put, you know, there's a settlement here out in this Iceland. There's castles out here that we didn't even know about. There's false floors that drop through. Just all sorts of stuff. I think we're good. I think we are good. Grasslands. Because we just saved it. Because see, oh, I don't know. We want to do a little bit like this. So that I kind of like that. Because it's not just that blah. So that's like really fertile green, and then you have the yellows kind of mixed in. Yeah, let's put this green too. Kind of go up through here, greenish. Then down through there, like that. Oh, I like that a lot. Okay. Hopefully you do too. Save it. I think we're done. I think we're ready. Oh, no. I know what we need to do. Did you know what we need to do? We need a placard for our name. So let's do this. Let's go like this, a catalog. And I think it's under banners. Banner, banner, banner. Yes. So what style banner do we want? I like that one. Okay, so let's fit to screen. And then let's... Just like that. And now, once we come up with the name, we'll put the name down in there. How's that? They even have compasses, too, if you want a compass. Oops, and then I clicked it off. Let's... Dang it. A compass. So, like, you put this kind of stuff on there if you wanted to. Like that. And that'll tell you north, south. But I don't think we need that. All right, well, I think we're good. Let's call that good. I'm going to hit save, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit more. Okay, so I'll put all the notes in the Discord. In the Discord, yeah. I will put all of the notes in the description. How to get to my Discord, where we'll be doing the voting. You could vote in here. Throw in the comments, throw what name you think this should be called. Like I said, this is going to be community driven. I want to build this map and I want to kind of flesh it out, and I'll start making modules for it. And hopefully you'll start making modules for it. And then we'll have a cool little world. Just a small one. Like I said, it's just a continent. It could be put into a world, it could drift into a world, or it can be added. We can add things to it as we go on. New continents found, new lands, the land of the Minotaur. It's endless. We can do whatever we want. Okay, go to my Discord, join it, go vote on this, vote in the comments below. However you get it to me, let's vote. All right, thank you for joining me. I hope you join me for the next one, and we'll start getting to some nice, juicy live streams before too long. All right, have a great day and see you on the next one.